Planning a trip to Italy in 2026 and not sure when to go? The difference between visiting in summer versus spring can change everything, from how many people crowd the Colosseum to how much you'll spend on a hotel room or a plate of pasta. In less than 10 minutes, you'll discover the best months to visit Italy in 2026, with real details about weather, crowds, and prices, so you can choose exactly when works best for your trip. Whether you want sunshine, fewer tourists, or the lowest costs, this guide covers it all. Let's travel in minutes. Winter in Italy, December to February. Winter in Italy is the quietest season, with the lowest crowds and some of the best deals of the year. Temperatures are coldest in the north, often around 3 to 8 degrees Celsius in cities like Milan and Venice, and milder in the south, where Rome might sit around 8 to 12 degrees. Rain is more common, and some coastal areas feel windy and chilly, but city sightseeing is still very manageable with a warm coat. In Rome, you can visit the Colosseum and Roman Forum with far fewer people compared to summer, and basic entry tickets usually start around 16 to 20 euros, though guided tours can raise the price. Hotel rates drop sharply. A mid-range room that might cost 180 euros in July can fall closer to 80 to 120 euros per night in January, especially if you book in advance. Venice in winter feels atmospheric and misty, with quieter canals and shorter lines for St. Mark's Basilica, though Acqua Alta, high water, can cause some temporary flooding. If your priority is saving money and avoiding crowds, and you don't mind chilly, sometimes rainy weather, winter is a smart choice. Spring in Italy, March to May. Spring is when Italy feels like it's waking up, with mild temperatures and rising but still manageable visitor numbers. In March and April, cities like Florence and Rome typically see daytime temperatures around 13 to 20 degrees Celsius, making it comfortable to walk between sites without overheating. By May, you often get warm, sunny days, especially in central and southern Italy, but without the extreme heat of peak summer. The Uffizi Gallery in Florence and the Accademia, home of Michelangelo's David, start to see longer lines, yet they are still less crowded than in July and August, with base ticket prices usually in the 15 to 25 euro range depending on exhibitions and booking fees. The Tuscan countryside and wine regions are particularly beautiful in spring, with green hills and vineyards starting to fill out, and you can often find agriturismo stays from roughly 90 to 150 euros per night, rather than full summer rates. On the Amalfi Coast, spring brings fresher air and fewer tour buses than summer, and boat trips along the coast begin operating more regularly as the sea warms up. Overall, spring offers one of the best balances between pleasant weather, moderate crowds, and mid-range pricing. Summer in Italy, June to August. Summer is the most popular and intense season to visit Italy, with the hottest temperatures, biggest crowds, and highest prices. In many parts of the country, especially cities like Rome, Florence, and inland areas, daytime temperatures often climb above 30 degrees Celsius, and heat waves can push them even higher. Venice can feel humid and busy, with sidewalks and bridges around St. Mark's Square and the Rialto Bridge packed with visitors. The Cinque Terre, with its 5 cliffside villages, is stunning in summer but very crowded. Trails and train platforms can be full for much of the day. During this period, hotel prices in popular cities often reach their peak. Mid-range rooms in central areas can easily run 180 to 250 euros per night, and coastal hotspots like the Amalfi Coast or parts of Sicily can be even more expensive for sea view accommodations. Flights into major airports like Rome, Fiumicino, Milan, or Venice also tend to cost more, particularly around school holidays and August, when many Italians travel too. To cope with summer, plan sightseeing early in the morning or late in the afternoon. Take breaks during midday heat, and book key attractions and trains well in advance to secure better time slots and prices. Autumn in Italy, September to November. Autumn is often considered the ideal time to visit Italy, especially September and early October, which combine warm temperatures, softer light, and slimmer crowds than peak summer. In many regions, daytime highs in September hover around 22 to 26 degrees Celsius, cooling slightly into October, which is perfect for walking tours, outdoor dining, and coastal views. Seaside destinations like the Amalfi Coast, Cinque Terre, and parts of Sicily remain pleasant for swimming and boat trips in early autumn, but with fewer people competing for space on beaches and ferries. In Tuscany and northern wine regions, the grape harvest brings a festive atmosphere, and you'll find wine tastings, local events, and seasonal food tied to the harvest period. Prices drop from summer peaks, but remain higher than deep winter. Expect mid-range hotels in big cities to sit roughly in the 120 to 180 euro per night range, depending on location and exact dates. By November, the weather cools further, and rain becomes more common, especially in the north. But city crowds thin again, and you can find attractive hotel and flight deals. For most travelers looking for a balance of good weather, manageable crowds, and fair prices, early autumn, particularly September, is often the sweet spot. Which season is best for you? If you want the lowest prices and smallest crowds, winter and late autumn are your best options, especially from January to early March and parts of November, as long as you're prepared for cooler, sometimes rainy weather. If you want a balanced experience with pleasant weather, moderate crowds, and mid-range prices, aim for late spring, around April and May, or early autumn, especially September. If you dream of classic summer Italy with long days, beach time, and a lively atmosphere, and don't mind paying more and dealing with crowds, then June through August will suit you, with early June and late August slightly softer than the peak weeks. Which season do you think fits your Italy trip in 2026? What matters most to you when choosing dates, weather, crowds, or budget? Share your answers in the comments to help other travelers decide. For more quick, practical travel guides like this, remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next travel guide.